Hi, it's Jane. Those people that know me in person know that for years now I have been crafting for different charities, for donations, for all kinds of things. One of those is not only knitting and crocheting, but it is also sewing. And the past 2 years I've really been focused on one thing mostly, and that is year-round creating items for Samaritan's Purse Operation Christmas Child for these boxes. Now, many of the items that I make are not what's considered a wow item, and they're not expected to be a wow item. They are meant to be fillers to help these girls and boys with whatever life circumstances they are going through, but most of all to teach them about the love of Christ through gifts from people who care about them. So I am going to go over a few things that I actually do create, and I do on my Scraptastic Yarns channel on YouTube. Talk about this year-round, about things you can do, ways to start collecting things on a yearly basis, set them aside so you have them ready to fill a box when you are ready to do that, or even just to help out. There are many ways that you can do that. But first of all, I'm going to show you a couple of crochet things that I do. This is simply just a little doll dress. That's all it is, a little doll dress. Fits the Dollar Tree dolls. The ones that have the plastic head and the cloth body. Simple little bags made out of leftover scraps of yarn for little girls or boys to put their trinkets in, I guess. I had this yarn that I just couldn't stand and had no use for and had no idea what to do with it, so I made a couple of little handbags. There's one. There's another. Just crocheted for a little girl. Knitting. I have this thing where I take all my scraps and I make them into what are scrap yarn cakes. And so many times I have this thing where I take yarn scraps and I make them into what I call scrap yarn cakes. And so on the knitting machine, I make knitted hats that are very different. They're just unique. Here's another one of those that was done, and you could turn this into a brimmed hat or not a brimmed hat. Just a way to use up some yarns. Scrap yarns are great for making these. These are called comfort dolls. Easy dolls. They can be knitted or crocheted. This is a knitted one done with some scraps and some fun fur. I mean, those are just some simple ways to make a few things. And then there is this is called a frisbee, and it is made out of leftover yogurt lids and sour cream lids, those kind of things that you just crochet around. Cut out the outer part of it, cut out the inner circle, and you can turn those into just cute little flying frisbees. There are ways to just crochet a flying frisbee. Honestly, there's a lot of ways that you can do that. There are lots of us, we make knitted, crocheted hair scrunchies. They can be sewn as well, because I do sew some of those. Many of the girls use them for bracelets, or they can be used for hair ties. I mean, there's just a lot of ways that you can do those kind of things. And that's some of the easier crochet items that I do. One of the other things that I do is I do a lot of beading, have done that for years and years and years. Just a little beaded bracelet. You could throw that into a baggie with some other beads and some additional string, elastic yarn, elastic thread that can be used, or elastic specialized thread that is used. Then there are the necklace and the bracelet set that you can throw in there. It's just simple beading, you know, taking beads and throwing in for some necklaces for the girls. This was a mix of beads that I had that I just threw together to make a necklace. It goes in a package with some other beads and some things that they might need to actually create their own bracelet, their own necklaces. It's just a fun activity. So those are a couple of those things that I do. Sewing wise, I have a ton of items that I do sewing wise. Every week my Goodwill does a day where they pick a color tag where you can get items for 99 cents. These are clothing items. And many times I will go and I will pick up men's shirts that are brand new. This had tags on it. Now, I'm not sending the shirt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to deconstruct this in ways and create a dress for a 2 to 4 year old out of this shirt. You can do that with a lot of things that you get at Goodwill. And generally I look for the brand new items. I don't go for something that is used. Just don't do that for that. I make vinyl coin purses that, yes, I do sell in my Etsy shop. But I also include a lot of those for the Operation Christmas Child. Now, I had talked about that little crocheted dress. This is the doll that you can get. She comes in either the black variety or the white variety. This is a dress that I'm going to show you on the other dress. Because I generally include quite a few dresses for the little girls in these packs that I make up. And this is a reversible dress. This is what it looks like on this side. And then the other side is a completely different dress. So they have several outfits that they can dress their little baby doll in. And then I include that couple of dresses in an organza bag with the doll. Many times I will also make sleeping bags, a little pillow for their baby doll. And I include a blanket. Sometimes those blankets are just some of the blankets that you get at Dollar Tree, and you cut them into fourths and turn them into a little doll blanket that can be included for the doll. This is a pattern that I use many times for when I'm making fetal demise pouches. And it is basically just a square, two-sided square. Has a ribbon that will be used for the tie, so that when you close up your baby, you can take and place the ties around it to help keep the baby enclosed. Now, fetal demise pouches are a little different because they also have a triangle across this way for the baby to slip down into. Unfortunately, it's a need that a lot of hospitals have, and a lot of people don't realize that those are needed, and that's just, having been a NICU nurse, you know, that's just something that I do anyway for many times. Pencil pouches. I sew a lot of pencil pouches. Menstruation pads for girls who in countries could not go to school while they are menstruating. So that's a good gift. It also includes a pouch for them to carry those items in, as well as a way to dry them if they needed to hang them up somewhere. Backpacks. These are real easy. They're just complete fabric that can be used as a book bag or to carry their items that they got in their box home. This is something I do sell in my shop that I think it's a lot of fun. And it is nicknamed the Bible purse. And basically it is a place where you can open it up. You can place pens, tissues, medications, driver's license, whatever you might want to take to church without carrying in a purse. So that's how I got nicknamed the Bible purse. Crossbody bags. These are great to add in for the older girls. Many times I will include my menstruation pads inside of the bag, and the menstruation pads pouch is waterproof so that if they need to change, it won't harm anything. General purses. Just something made out of some leftover fabric. I was learning to quilt on satin. Turned that into a purse and it's worked out well. Marble bags. These are real easy to make and they just take a little bit of scrap fabric. One of my favorite things is taking t-shirts, and these can be even old t-shirts that you purchase at Goodwill or torn up, stained, those kind of things. Making jump ropes with that out of the old t-shirt materials. So those are just a few ways that I craft throughout the year for my Operation Christmas Child. I do not just necessarily do it for boxes I'm packing. We have a packing party at our church, so I am doing a lot of these things so that they can be included for the packing party. By all means, they are not expected to be a wow gift, but sometimes people consider them a wow gift. Maybe a girl is looking for something to protect her from being sexually assaulted. Sometimes that's a dress, sometimes it's just clothing in general, shorts, shirt, underwear, those kind of things. So yeah, that's one way to help support your Operation Christmas Child if you are a crafter.